Hear me? Hello? Yeah. The mic, I just had a call and I finished and the mic was working. Now, like on the live stream, the battery is out. But we saw it. It's good to see you guys. How are you? Today we have GDC, so that's very exciting. Let me put the chat here on the side so I can see it. And if you can hear me well, let me know. And if you can see me well, also let me know. And welcome, it says here on the screen. Where is the chat? Live chat. And let's do this. Hey, wow. Ashish, Suraj, Sam, Khayal, Winger, Miner, Samson, Raymond, Alberto. Hey everyone. It's good to see you guys. Hope you all having beautiful week so far. And I hope it's going great. And I hope you are all staying hydrated. Water is very important, you know. Hey Sam, AJM, my guys, gals, welcome everyone. Stories from Pakistan. Really need an interactive walkthrough tutorial for Unreal Engine 5, brother. You get it. I've been working on some blueprint tutorials and we can dedicate a live stream to that. And today I have some very cool announcements before we get started. I am loading this project in Unreal Engine 5.2, so hopefully it would not like mess with the stream quality. Let's go. No, it's water, I promise. So, let's go through the announcements first. And we may want, let me also stop syncing because we want the most out of our connection. Let's take sneak peek at GDC and how it's going, just so you know, guys, because today is a big day. I kind of forgot it's GDC today when I made it stream, but it's okay. We can watch it together, parts of it, and I will get your questions as we go. So let me zoom like this. Let's do a presentation. I like Canva. So, welcome. Today we're gonna take a look at Unreal Engine 5.2 and we're gonna talk architecture and what are the new updates with Unreal Engine 5.2. It's still in preview number 1. So what does that mean for us, people who like architecture and visualizing architecture? And yeah, we'll take some sneak peeks at GDC 2023. And next slide. Nice. This is the first time I ever do this. We got a couple of announcements. The first thing you need to know, we are activating our community on Discord. We have amazing mods that are working behind the scenes. We're creating a whole new structure for the server. And I don't know how many of you saw last week on Friday, 1 p.m. UK time, we started a first Unreal Engine training lesson on the stage channel. And for the next 3 months, just so you know, we will be hosting these Unreal Engine training sessions with one of my team members, Abdul Jabbar, amazing Unreal Engine artist. So me and Abdul Jabbar, we will be teaching Unreal Engine to you guys. And the way this works, I don't know if you also follow us on LinkedIn, but we had internships positions open. So after talking and interviewing to so many people, we have 15 amazing candidates. And in the state channel, we will be me and Abu Jabbar talking with these candidates, answering their questions, and they got access to our academy. They're watching the courses of Unreal Engine. And every week we have a topic to discuss. So we're gonna talk data preparation, lighting, materials. There will be assignments if you want to follow along and learn. There will be some blueprint at the end and like really interesting topics that we will discuss. And that will be on Discord. Are we going to host this on YouTube? I don't know. We can try it, see how it goes. But yes, join us on Discord to learn Unreal Engine together. And there will be more of these during the year, and it's gonna be fun. Also, I like doing live streams, and there've been like with the team, managing time and doing things. So there are more live streams are being planned, just like this one. And if we don't have more GDCs, we can take more look into Unreal Engine. So that's that. If you're already on YouTube, you hit like, all that good stuff. Thank you. And VR Division Academy. Now, here's one of the best announcements that I've been holding off for a while, but I don't know why I've been holding off, but I've been waiting for the right moment, and that right moment never comes. But just so you know, my guys, this is amazing. You may or may not know, like 2 years and a half ago, I became an Unreal Engine authorized instructor. And just like around 2 months ago, we became an Unreal Engine authorized training center. And that's amazing. And we also received an Epic Mega Grant. So that's one of the reasons we are going full ballistic on teaching Unreal Engine. So this is the first time I ever shared this publicly. And you guys are the first to know publicly. And this could never happen if it was not for you. So I'm really grateful, I'm really thankful, and I love you. Habibi, all of you. So that's it. That's it. Let's take a look at the chat. And actually, there are a couple of more things. This is still loading. And yes, just so you know, I'm going to paste the link. So if you want to now here's the advertisement. Brace yourselves. We're going to take a look at 5.2 features. But if you go to vrdivisionacademy.com, there is this course also we are designing. It's really, really big. This will be your one for all course in architecture and Unreal Engine. And we're starting with the basics, then the production of a project. And yeah, so all the stuff are here. And the price, we raised it today. It's pretty steep. But for the next 8 days, there is 40% discount that I'm going to share with you. So anyone who is interested in making the most of learning Unreal Engine during this year, 2023, so you want to watch these tutorials and you want to attend with us on Discord and you want to host these live training sessions, I'm going to paste the link here for you. Save it. You can decide if you want to buy later, but just so you know, my guys. So if you want to learn Unreal Engine in architecture, this is for you. And for anyone who have any questions about this, we can answer it during the stream today. Yeah, so also that's one of the reasons we're doing discount on that. So now advertisement is finished. There is actually a very fun video I made, so you can also watch. So that's it. And let's wait on this. Let's see where we are here with the GDC. 2 minutes. Let's go. Notify me, please. We want more hype if we can. I don't know. Can we? So let's take a quick look at the chat and see if there are any questions. And let's start today's stream with like watching some of the GDC stuff and taking a look at the new features in Unreal Engine 5.2. Now, Unreal Engine 5.2 is still in preview. And if you remember, like it takes a couple of previews before we get the final version. So now we are in preview 1. There are so many cool announcements on GDC today. We're gonna see State of Unreal. So we have Verse, the new programming language or something from Epic, which is, I don't know how much easier that it is from Blueprints. We have Unreal Engine Editor. So Unreal Engine is coming to Fortnite. Wow. So now we have a whole new generation of kids who are playing Fortnite will learn Unreal Engine. This is massive. This is really big. And we have, I think they will also like mix or like unify the Unreal Marketplace with Quixel, with Sketchfab, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna see. And yeah, I'm really excited about the state of Unreal for this year. If we thought Unreal Engine 5 was something, today is gonna be something else. And slow mode is on. Waiting for Unreal. I'm just waiting because I want to turn off the sound for now. And let's put this here. So I'm actually loading one of my projects in Unreal Engine 5.2. And as always, it takes time to compile shaders. If you want to download Unreal Engine, I don't know why, but this one is 90 gigabytes after it unpacked. I don't know why. So we're gonna see why. And let's take a quick look. I know I said let's take a quick look at the chat 5 times already. I'm gonna do it now. Hi from Barcelona. Wigner. Guys, where are you watching from? Just tell me the name of the country you're watching from. I'd love to know where you guys are based today. And hey, M Design, congrats on submitting your Endless Motors challenge. Looking fresh. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let's go. So this will be some cool things we see here. Let's just put it on mute. Fizzy Wizzy, what's new? I just shared all the announcement. Thank you. Uh, Everything is great. It's beautiful. We're excited about all the new stuff today. Amir Jar Marta, hola. How are you, Amir Jar? It's good to see you, man. Long time indeed, my friend. Long time. But more of these are on the way. Zultan, Abdul Jabbar, Nada. Hey, Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. Stories from Pakistan. Thank you, buddy. Amir Jar, always on Discord. Appreciate you. Sam, my man. Sam Koman. Thank you, man. Thank you for the congrats, everyone. This really means a lot to me, and in a way, like this is just the start. You need to meet VR Division team soon. Amazing people are working behind the scenes on everything you're gonna see in the upcoming days, weeks, and also like some of the things we've done in the past. It's a team effort. So thank you. This was very important for us. Egypt, India, Nigeria, Romania, Poland, Kazan, India, Scotland. Nice. Alexandrian, Alberto, Shader Singh, Buddy, Kerti. Nice. Does it have interactive walkthrough tutorial? So that's question on the course. It is in the production, just so you know. The blueprints and packaging project, they are both in production. We're taking feedback from you to make more of these. Coming up, State of Unreal. Puraj, can you solve my problem? When I turn mobile HDR, after packing, left eye comes black, not rendering left. Suraj, honestly, I don't have experience on mobile development, but if you can join us on Discord, we have a section for help in Unreal Engine. If you can talk more in depth about your problem, maybe attach some screenshots, that would be very beneficial. And just in case, just all of you guys, I've been teaching so many people already, and no one, surprisingly, is like not no one, but like so many people don't know about the forums in Unreal Engine. So if there are problems you are struggling with and no one can provide a solution for you, I highly encourage to make an account. Well, you already have an account if you have Unreal Engine. Go to the forums of Epic and type about the problem, and you can also paste the link on the Discord server so many people like join, answer just in case. But so many things are happening here. And for me personally, when I started learning Unreal Engine many years ago, if it was not for this place, I would be stuck until today. It's this really good community here. Shader. So I'm doing 3ds Max data math pipeline, and I realized something that needs to change that small part of data math export. Would I need to export the full data math file again? Yo, that's a great question. And funny you mentioned this because today I opened this scene, and like some of you may remember the thumbnail of this video, like part 1 and part 2. No, don't you ever export your data math of the whole project as like one piece. What I prefer doing, you may want to export your project based on the layers you are working on and finished. So if you're still working in architecture, usually I isolate my architectural elements like this. And let's say I sometimes, depending on the scale of the project and what I'm working on, I isolate the walls like this, and I export the walls only. And then I export maybe these layers, and I name my files properly so I know when I want to export and re-import. And in Unreal Engine, I right click on my data math file, re-import, and you will import the changes you've done. So my advice to you, always divide your project into a layer and try to export the layers separately. And when you do a change on a layer or specific layers, just export these layers and then re-import again. So in the simplest way, we only, for example, export architecture if it's finished, but if you're still working on the furniture, then you would export the furniture. And there are scenarios where you want to export room by room, and so on. So after GDC, we're gonna talk more about exporting and importing and like the pipeline of architecture. So we will see. But that's a good question, my friend. Hassan Al Saleh, I am great, my man. How are you? What about you? Uh, thank you, Samson. Can you share the Discord link? Yes. Give me a second. I think. Where is the Discord link? Here is Discord. I'm gonna paste the link. And when you join, guys, feel free to say little introduction about yourself. Uh, Whether you're a newbie, you're a generalist, you're whatever, just tell us about you, about why you're learning Unreal Engine and all that good stuff. So we get to know you. So I'm gonna copy this link. Join us. Again, I'm gonna repeat. This Thursday, I think we should put an event. Sorry, this Friday, 1 p.m. Greenwich time, we will have an exclusive Discord event where we are going to talk about Unreal Engine, answer questions, and it's gonna be fun. So just so you know. More stuff happening here as we wait for GDC. Shadi, how are you, Shadi? Yes, I'm glad you asked, Shader. Anything you want to learn on Unreal Engine, you can ask it today, especially in architecture. If there are things we can cover today, we will do that after the GDC, and when or as we go through the process. And if there are things we can't answer today, they will be answered on next stream. I will do my very best. Okay, now it's GDC. Abdullah, is there any way to add curved lights like circular? By the way, guys, please, I forgot to say this at the start, but question like this. Sorry for touching the mic. But when you have a question, put it between brackets like this, question. So I can see it and also the team can see it and we would like know question because like sometimes it's very hard to focus on the chat. Hey, Shader, thanks for the question and the super chat. Love you. So if I hit re-import on data of math in Unreal Engine, will it retain all the changes such as the new materials, etc., plus the fixed changes with the new data of math export? That's an interesting question. Let's say you have exported, so let's say the following. But again, thank you so much for the super chat. And guys, if you want me to see your question immediately, super chat. Anyway, so let's say that you exported your files like this and you have textures on the sofa, right? When you export this back to Unreal, you open it in Unreal and you edit that material on the sofa and you export it again, the material changes could be override, but if you rename, so this is actually a little complicated, but in most scenarios, it will override the changes you've done on specific things like materials or textures or even the mesh or geometry. So let's say if you have this sofa, you export this mesh, and in Unreal Engine, you modify this mesh with the 3D modeling tools, and you export this again, it will get overridden, right? If you want to avoid that, you may want to move your files around, like in Unreal Engine, you may want to give, like create a new map or create and give your projects. So look at how I export my files here, shader sync. These are folders, and within each of these folders, I have a data of math actor. And sometimes if I just want for the geometry to change, but not the materials, not the textures, When I click on re-import, so this is data math actor here, we right click, click re-import, wait a few seconds, please don't crash. Also, let's put this on unlit for a moment because we don't want the stream to crash. I don't know. Okay. There is an issue with this is an old project. When you click re-import, you can also define what you want to import. So do you want to import only the geometry, only the textures, materials, and so on? Okay. Sorry. Let's see where is GDC. We're still coming up. Let me put it here on the side so I can also watch it, and I'll put your questions here, guys. Hey, by the way, if just in case I don't see any questions or anything, I'm sorry in advance. If I don't see it, you can type your hello or your question or anything again, just in case. And we have 4 minutes to talk about, answer some questions, and we're gonna see how exciting the stuff will be. Let me put this here. And hi, Jess. Do I usually convert V-Ray Corona materials to standard, then FBX? No, no, no. If you're using something like 3ds Max, DataSmith Exporter will do the conversion for you. And based on one of my friends, Abdul Jabbar, you know yourself, uh, based on their experience, they told me Corona materials are easier to export compared to V-Ray. I want to test that to see if it's true and like have multiple V-Ray materials, multiple Corona materials, and export. Now, just what you need to do is to download DataSmith. So if you type on Google, or in this case, because I switched to Bing thanks to the AI, wow, we need to, yeah, Google need to keep up. So if you search for DataSmith, as you can see, it supports 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Revit, Rhino, and so on. So download this and do your export. You would export an FBX file if you have like small assets or mini project, but if you have big project that you want to export, it's really preferable to work with DataSmith. And even when it comes to FBX files, it's preferred to work with like scripts that would help you to export your scene. Wow. Suraj, thank you so much, buddy. Can we use USD for Archviz? The answer to your question is yes, and I have big, nice news for you, sir. Let me show you this, if I find it. Where is it? Can I find it? Did I close it? No, I did not. One of the updates that I'm very, very excited about is the USD updates on Unreal. So if you go to this page, I'm going to paste the link to you guys. You are curious like me and you want to see what's up. To read all the new features coming to Unreal Engine 5.2. So here we have better USD performance. And we're getting like look at these improvements. Improvement, interactive speed, caching and faster loading and reloading, improved handling for multiple USD stage actors, where caching is now global and shared. You can read this. So the ability to set USD stage editor options before opening or creating stage actor. Single meshes imported from USD are given name of the mesh rather than the tab node, and so on. There will be a stream dedicated for data pipelines and whatnot, but yes, this is one of the things I'm very excited about, the USD performance in Unreal. In the past, it used to like be sometimes laggy, sometimes you would crash. I crashed on me so many times, but hopefully with here, we have some stability improvements as well. Question, Amil Jar, advice to use Unreal Engine 5.1 or 5.2? No, don't use 5.2 now. Just download 5.2 and do just like me. I made a complete copy of my project, okay? And, sorry. Wow, yesterday I ran so hard and today I'm coughing. So make a. It's a little annoying sometimes. Make a copy of your project and switch it to Unreal Engine 5.2. And the way you do that, let me take a look. Are they on? They're almost there. So here I have version 3. When you right-click your Unreal Engine project after you make a copy, you click on switch Unreal Engine version. And the reason you want to make a copy, because once you switch to 5.2, you will never be able to go back to 5.1 or 5.0. So just be careful with that. And once you make a copy, open the project, go make some food, some laundry, I don't know, go for a walk, because it's gonna take like 20 to 30 minutes to load that project. It's gonna compile all shaders from all over again and whatnot. So all of that will happen. Now I think it started here. Sorry, let's watch together. Here. I hope you're not hearing double the sound, by the way. Wow, look at this logo. I love this animation. I wonder if it's made in Unreal Engine too. Question, can we take layers through data math from 3ds Max? Ooh, it's your boy Tim. Kriti Gupta, yes. Let's take a few minutes to watch this, and I will take all the questions.
You know, back in 2020, as the pandemic was ramping up, we were the last major company to drop out of GDC. We were the first to go all remote. And then we headed into the pandemic. It was a completely crazy time with thousands of people working from around their homes. But the company thrived. And so I'd like to go through some of the things that we've done since the last GDC. First of all, we launched Project Liberty. Epic challenged the App Store monopolies. Yeah, we're in front of the Ninth Circuit Court. Europe has passed some major new legislation, and the fight goes on for the freedom of all developers. Mediatonic joined Epic, launched Fall Guys for free, and brought in 60 million new players. Bandcamp, the indie music site, joined Epic. Bandcamp helps indie musicians reach fans online today, and we're going to build metaverse opportunities for all musicians in the future. Fortnite thrived during this time. We launched 2 major chapters, lots of seasons, and brought the Fortnite audience up to 500 million player accounts. Travis Scott launched the Astronomical concert into Fortnite. Ariana Grande launched the Rift Tour. And so overall, Fortnite had a really great time with tons and tons of players enjoying and the world constantly evolving. But we also learned some hard lessons. Epic entered into a massive settlement with the FTC. And it really brought home to us and to the whole industry that kids and technology are a pressing topic for all developers to take seriously, and that the expectations of regulators here in the United States and around the world are much higher than ever before. And so we've done a lot over the past few years to improve things. We've added huge sets of new parental controls into Fortnite and the Epic Games Store, and new child safety features like cabined accounts. And being Epic, when we solve a problem for ourselves, we like to bring it to all other developers so they can benefit.
Just so you know, guys, I'm taking a note of your questions on the side here, and we will answer all of them after the GDC, or as many. And Abdul Jabbar, if you're here, if you can also take a note of the questions and send them to me on Discord, it would be easier, or Deep.
Early access during the pandemic. We went through a year. Yes.
Let's clap.
Went through a year of early access, followed by release. We updated Fortnite to Unreal Engine 5, and then we spent a whole year visually upgrading Fortnite to
Adam,
the latest
how are you, buddy?
capabilities of Unreal Engine
Hope you're
5,
doing good.
which we launched late last year and we'll be showing later in this show. Epic Games Store also thrived. The player base has grown massively during this time to over 230 million players on PC. We've paid out more than $1 billion to all developers. And we've also just very recently launched self-publishing. So it's easier than ever before to launch your game to all customers in the PC market.
Epic Games Store
really
is becoming something now with these
88%
tools.
of all revenue.
I saw the announcements
But that's
I
a
think
summary of the
10
past,
days
and
ago.
this day of
It's
Unreal
really
is about
big.
the future.
So this
So
is
I'd like
very
to
good
invite Nick
news
Van Worden to
for
come
all
up
game
and talk about
developers.
Unreal Engine 5.2. Thanks.
Let's hear about Unreal Engine 5.2.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Tim. And hi, everyone. I'm excited to get to show you some of the new experimental features we've been working on for Unreal Engine 5.2. Let's take a look.
Zahir, Habibi, how are you, my man? I'm great, buddy. How are you? Kifak.
All right, so last year, we added several new features to the engine to support foliage rendering, and the Fortnite team used those features to ship Battle Royale Chapter 4. At the same time, Jacob over there and the team at Quixel
Is this
were
Unreal Engine?
experimenting with what's
Look at this
possible for
foliage.
photoreal foliage environments, as well as testing out the latest functionality that we've been building for Unreal Engine. So, Jacob's here with us today in the Unreal Editor. Let's explore the environment. And what better way to do that than off-roading? And what better way to off-road than in a Rivian R1T?
Let's go.
Now, Rivian uses Unreal to power their instrument cluster, including 3D visualization of their vehicles. So we worked with them to bring the R1T to life in this experience.
That's a digital
Head on
twin
out,
of the
Jacob.
car, so that's
Sure
a
thing,
true
on my
model.
way.
All right.
What a
So,
way
we're
to
building
advertise
tools
your
for
products or
interactive
whatnot.
and dynamic worlds. So here we have chaos physics simulating rocks that tumble as we drive over them, leaves bend out of the way, and we also added some real-time fluid simulation. We worked with the team at Rivian to set up Unreal's chaos vehicle model to simulate the suspension of the truck and how the electric motors drive each individual wheel. Chaos also simulates how the tires compress and deform, and Meta Sounds enabled the team to precisely resynthesize the sounds of the electric motors
The sound
and
is so
mix them
good.
with the ambisonics of the
I'm
jungle.
looking at the tires if they deform. This is sick. Look at this environment. It's beautiful. It's so real.
So Rivian
It's
provided
unreal.
us with a highly detailed model of the truck, about 71 million
Wow.
polygons
Nanite
that we're
everything.
able to render in real time thanks to Nanite. Now the Rivian not only looks incredibly realistic because of Lumen and Nanite, but also its
Hi,
materials.
Super MJ.
And today,
Hassan.
we're introducing
Ramadan Kareem, my
Substrate,
guys.
our new
Thank you.
material framework. And to better demonstrate it, let's swap the paint out for Opal. Now, of course, you can't order a Rivian with Opal body panels.
Product
but
configurator
Opal
on
was the
steroids.
internal code name for this project, and also a really great demonstration of Substrate's capabilities. The base layer models the iridescence, refraction, and reflections
Look at
that occur
that.
inside of an opal.
Do you see the
And
refraction?
on top of that is a layer representing the polished surface
Whoa.
and how light is absorbed as it travels through that clear layer of varying depths. And now we can add back on the dust and dirt layers. And notice how the reflection changes when interacting with the dust layer, and that there are no artifacts along the transition from dirt
I wonder
to dust
what
to
the
opal.
architectural projects that
So
we're
Substrate
going
is
to
more
do now in
expressive,
Unreal Engine will
enabling
look
artists to
like.
create
These
materials like this
refractions
with
and
different
reflections
shading
are
models
so
and
good.
compose and layer those materials as they see fit. All right, let's head on out, Jacob.
On my way.
In terms of performance, substrate materials that are similar to the current Unreal Engine shading model cost about the same. But now, artists have the freedom to author more complex materials for extremely detailed use cases, like in cinematics and in film. So we're going to drive under this fallen tree here, and everything that you've seen up to this point was painstakingly hand-built by the environment team at Quixel. Everything since that fallen tree has been built using our brand new experimental suite of procedural content generation tools, entirely an engine that are flexible, deterministic, and artist-driven.
Talk
Our
about
guiding
building
principle
open
in building these
worlds.
systems was to empower artists to make tools for artists. So Jacob's going to go ahead and add a procedural assembly to the world. And the cool thing is that it communicates. Thank you.
What? Where did that come from?
Yeah. pretty cool. And the cool thing is that it communicates with other nearby procedural elements in the scene, like the creek bed. So let's say a designer
can't
comes
blink
by
for a
and wants to direct
second.
the player to drive to the left. Jacob can simply move the assembly to the right, and
Oh,
everything
this is why I
updates
love
to
Lumen.
accommodate that change.
Look at that road.
Game design is iterative, so let's say the designer comes back, wants to give the player the choice of going left or right again. Jacob can simply move the assembly back over. Now, the artist who
outta
created
here.
this assembly
No
also
way.
added some additional handles that Jacob can use to art direct where rock slides occur. Allows him to customize the piece a little bit more, make it a little easier for the Rivian to drive by. So we started by handcrafting that original part of the level to set the visuals and art direction for the entire piece, and then built out procedural tools that allowed the team to create a much
I know,
larger
right, Sam?
play space much more
Wow,
quickly.
is like the most basic word we
Now
can
let's
say
see
today.
how we can use these procedural tools to make larger sweeping changes to the environment. So Jacob, let's start by removing some of the trees in this area.
Absolutely, that's easy enough actually.
All right, a
Look
little
at
too
that
much.
sliders.
Let's add some trees back in.
So dope.
And let's also add in some cliff formations, give it a little bit more variability.
Nice.
So the procedural systems are all deterministic. As Jacob is experimenting with different sets of input parameters, once he finds a set that he likes, he can always go back to it and get out exactly the same results. And the procedural systems aren't just placing trees and rocks, but also fog cards, bugs, birds, everything that's needed to bring this environment to life. And
It's
everything
gonna
that
be
you've
so
seen
easy
here
to build
works at
exterior
scale.
projects now
This
in the
environment
engine,
is 4
like especially
kilometers by
cities
4
and whatnot.
kilometers. If we hide
It's
all
beautiful.
the procedural elements, we can see that original hand-built area about 200 meters by 200 meters.
What?
We believe that there will always be the need for hand-building environments, so we design these procedural systems to be tools for artists that work in concert with hand-built content. Both Substrate and the new procedural tools will be available in experimental form in 5.2. And
Let's
everything
go.
you've seen
We need to try
here
this.
is
I
running
hope
in the
they give
Unreal
us the
Editor
project
in
as
real
well, so we
time
can learn from
on a
it.
developer machine
Imagine.
with an Intel 13900K CPU and NVIDIA RTX 4090 GPU. So Jacob, thanks for being here and helping us out today.
Thank you very much, Nick, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Is that the same Jacob from the Quixel tutorials?
All right, so come visit us at the Unreal Engine booth on the expo floor. You can check out this demo for yourself. And this afternoon, here in the YBCA, we'll have a tech talk diving into the details behind this demo. In addition, the Preview 1 build of Unreal Engine 5.2 is available now. So you can test out all of the experimental new features we showed today, as well as numerous other
So that's why it's 90 gigabytes.
Head over to the Epic Games Store to download the binary build and also get the full source code from the Unreal Engine repository on GitHub. Now, I found that we make the best technology for developers when we use it ourselves, when we really put the engine through its paces, both through tech demos like this one, as well as full game
Thank
production.
you so much, Zahir. It's so
talk
good to
about
see
how
you,
the
man.
Fortnite team
I miss you,
used
bro.
the
We should
latest
make a
Unreal
call.
Engine 5 capabilities to ship Battle Royale Chapter 4. Please help me welcome John Loff.
Thanks, Nick. For Chapter 4, we wanted to show Fortnite in a way players had never seen before. We upgraded with broad strokes, using Lumen, Nanite, and other UE5 tech.
This game is so
We
much
worked directly
different
with the
now
engine team
since it
to
was
improve
released
these
on Unreal
features
Engine
and
4.
ensure they scaled on all platforms Fortnite ships on.
I'm still most excited
First up
about
was
Lumen.
lighting. Now, our options in the past to improve lighting have been somewhat limited because Fortnite is a really dynamic game. Big lighting just doesn't work because the moment a player destroys a wall, light maps are invalidated. So we were really excited to give Lumen a shot. It updates global illumination in real time as the environment changes.
Lumen changes everything. Oh, look,
Early
we
in
have
Chapter
time of
4
the day.
development, we captured a video of Lumen enabled
Nice.
in a Fortnite test build. And the player in the video destroyed a wall, and light just came flooding into the room.
Wow.
Honestly, it was pretty stunning. It brought new life to the environment, and the realistic bounce light worked great with Fortnite's
I'm downloading
vibrant style.
Fortnite today, guys.
While initial results were exciting, you know, nothing is that easy in game
Hey,
dev.
Xavier,
And as we
Bruski,
discovered,
how are
real-world
you?
lighting can create real-world
How's
problems.
it going, buddy?
Playtests revealed areas of the map, like attics and basements, that had no windows and were just too dark for gameplay.
I sometimes
And
can't
it was
believe
also
this
the
is
first time we were
Fortnite.
using auto exposure, and it was causing bloomed out areas when players were in dark interiors looking outside. We solved these issues using UE5 features like local exposure and some art directable
Wow.
controls within Lumen that
you
enabled
see
us
that exposure?
to provide a final image much better for gameplay.
Damn. This is
While
amazing.
the art team refined content,
One of my biggest
the
pain
engine team
points
provided
is
some
when
new
I like
scalability
have my
options so
interior
that we could run
project and all of you guys, I think. Oh, I didn't close it by mistake. Please not. So when you have like a scene and it's so bright outside, it's so annoying. So it's really cool to know that we can change that. This is nice. Let's go back to Unlet. Let's go back to GDC and let's not miss so much. I wonder when are they going to talk about the new programming language verse?
Lumen on next-gen consoles at 60 frames per second. In addition to using direction, created high-resolution nanite meshes. It was really cool to see these classic Fortnite materials like brick, stone, and wood get a high-resolution facelift and pop off their surfaces.
Xavier, my
Now,
man, I'm
past
glad to
nanite
see you
demos
too,
have
buddy.
relied
Thank
on
you for
static hard
joining.
surface
It's a pleasure to have you.
But Fortnite's an animated world. Trees blow in the wind, and buildings wobble when hit. So we worked with the nanite team, and they extended the material pipeline to include masked and animated materials on nanite geometry.
Manny,
The island
do
in
you mean
Fortnite is
Unreal Engine
constantly evolving,
5.2?
with major
Because
changes each
5.1
season
is
and
little
complete
stable,
reboots
or
when
is it
chapters
not?
launch. So it's essential that we evolve our workflows too. During Chapter 4 development, we started utilizing 2 new UE5 features that changed how we build levels: World Partition and 1 file per actor. World Partition automates the level streaming, and it allowed us to work in one large level. We use level instance actors
One file
to
per
group content
actor is something
logically,
I'm
like
so
a building
happy
and all of
about.
its props.
It allows more people to
1 file
work on
per
the
actor
same
ensured
project at
our
the same
large dev
time.
team
It's
could
really
work
great.
in this space without source control conflicts. Now, these features hadn't yet been put to their paces by a large dev team, so there were some early bumps in the road. But RLDs were in daily communication with the engine
Hey,
team,
Manny, we will
and
test
saw
5.2
consistent
today.
improvements.
We're gonna take a look at
Not long into
the
production,
what is new.
we were developing
There
Fortnite
is a
in a much
document
more collaborative
attached,
environment.
and we will see how
Our
stable
goal
it
for
is.
Chapter
But
4
yes,
was to deliver an
it's still in
awesome
preview,
experience
so it's
to our
not recommended
players.
to do your like
But we
production
also hope
projects
by
on it.
using and
Just have
improving
fun
the
with
engine's
it, you
newest
know.
features, we've improved your experience as well. Now, with the
Hey, Xavier.
look at the amazing work
Good.
developers
I was
are
pretty sure
already
you
doing in
would
UE5,
do a live. Lol.
please welcome Dana Cowley.
You know me, bro.
Now, even when you have great tools and amazing content at your fingertips, making games is hard, and it gets even trickier when you're trying to ship while you're upgrading your features. Now, we put a lot of effort into making sure that the transition from UE4 to UE5 was as smooth as possible, and you've proven that it worked. And we've been impressed with all of the teams who have
I can
made
guarantee.
the jump over so quickly. You know, many of you moved your games over right in the middle of development, and quite a few of you have left internal tech in favor of UE5. And as of last month, 77%
It's already there,
of all
one
Unreal
file
Engine
per
users
actor
are on
shader,
UE5.
but
And that's
it's like
rapid
one
adoption
of
en
still
masse.
one of my favorite
And over
features.
750,000
The same for
of you
word
are
partition.
actively building with Unreal Engine each and every month. You've invested in us, and we're investing in
Many
you.
thanks, Manny.
And beyond games, you're telling amazing stories across live action and animated
Guys, if you're
entertainment.
enjoying the stream, by
And
the
to
way,
date, more than
for any reason, just
550
hit that like
television
button.
and
If
film
you're not,
projects
you can
have
dislike.
been
It's up to
made
you. I'm
with
just
Unreal
saying.
Engine in production. Now, these are some of the leading studios using UE5 today. This represents a brain trust of talented game developers from all over the world, and it's getting bigger every day. You have validated that we're on the right path, and we're blown away by how you've embraced the tools and shown us what's possible. And now, you're about to hear from several talented teams who are bringing their awesome games to PC, console, and mobile. First up, we have Qubit Studios, a small team whose game Infinitesimals has not only received an Epic Mega Grant, but it's also coming to the Epic Games Store with the help of Epic Games Publishing. Here to give you an exclusive new look is Michael Borjard.
Hi, everyone. I was invited here today to share our story with you. Qubit Studios is a small studio from Europe, and we have one mission: to bring the world of Infinitesimals to life. In our first game, you play as Captain Okni Rodinreg, as he and his crew explore a mysterious planet
Okay,
filled with lush
let's get back to
environments.
some architecture. I
Now,
put
a
this on the
universe
other
is already big
screen.
at our
I'm
scale,
waiting for
but when your main character is
actually
only
do
a
this.
few millimeters tall, it takes on a
So let's see where this will go.
As a studio, we have
I
big
took some
ideas.
notes from your questions,
As a
guys.
small team, we need to make choices.
So
That's why
question,
switching from UE4 to
I'm looking
UE5
if there is
made
anything
a big
interesting
difference
comes
for us.
there, we
Fans
will
were
bring
more
back the screen.
by
So let's
giving
take
us
a
feedback
little
back.
bit. Yeah, so can we take layers through data
Our
math
rule
from
is very
3ds
simple.
Max?
We want
It
players
seems I
to
copied this
feel the
question
sense of
twice
scale
instead of
by
another
having a
question.
large
So
space
if I
to
don't see your question, guys,
using
always
wallpaper
put it
to
like
make
between
time,
brackets
we managed to
question
save
and
multiple
type it in the
effort.
chat.
Not just
The
because
answer
it's
to your
lighter,
question is yes.
but also
When you
because we can
export
build on
your
top of
3ds
it.
Max file,
It allowed us
let
to
me
spatialize
just completely disable the sound. So when you export your project with data math from 3ds Max and to, as far as I know, from all other programs that are supported by data math, you will see the layers here. So when you go to window and go to layers, this is something you can enable. Where is layers? Let me enable it again. It's here on the side. Unlock. So these are the layers. Now something to know, in 3ds Max we can make layers, children of other layers and whatnot. That is not supported in Unreal, okay? However, this is still very useful. And to organize my scenes and my projects, I use a combination of the layers and I use a combination of the word outliner and I also use a combination of the levels. So within levels, if you have like big project, you can right click and you can create folders and you can bring some of these layers, put them in their own different levels and so on. And you can keep things pretty neat and pretty organized. So yes, the answer to your question, sir, yes, you can export layers, which is very cool. And let me take a look at the other question. My fabric material is perfect in 3ds Max, but once I export it to DataMath, the material doesn't look like the fabric it was in Unreal. I kinda agree. That's because in 3ds Max, maybe you're using Corona render or V-Ray render, and it processes shaders in different way. It's unbiased rendering or biased rendering engine, or both. For your material to look great again in Unreal Engine, you need to reconstruct it, unfortunately. However, I'm hoping that we would see these new updates as we go. So there is Strata Materials. Where is it? As far as I understand, these materials here, so, well, not these. Let's read about this in a moment. This used to called Strata. Now it's called Substrate. Okay. Anything about... No. With more improvements on data math, like the fabric material and whatnot are becoming easier, but like rule of thumb, when you want to export your materials from 3ds Max, keep them as simple as possible and export them to the engine. Because if you have like material with many sub-materials and blending layers and all that stuff, it's still complicated in a way. Yep, just so you know. In Unreal, like since it's based on physically based materials, like physically based rendering, all you need for your materials to look great, you need your base color, you need your roughness map, and you need your normal map. And anything else that you can add to the mix, of course, you can add like multiple and you can blend them in a way to achieve cool looks. But if you compare that to V-Ray materials and Corona materials, we don't use the PPR workflow, or maybe in a way we do, but there are more settings to work with and whatnot. So that's just something to consider and to keep in mind. We can talk about creating materials in upcoming streams and make things look nice. So that's definitely something we'll be covering as well. And just for all of you who are new here, we made little announcement at the start. There is this. We are an authorized training center. Thank you, all of you. And on our Discord server, we will have Unreal Engine training every Friday at 1 p.m. UK time or 1 p.m. GMT, basically. So join us. We will tackle some of these problems. I'm looking at the stream of Epic, if there is anything happening. I just sneezed. I'm glad I muted the mic in time, so you don't hear that. I was waiting for this game for years. Oh, the one I just put on the side, Xavier. Well, it's coming with Unreal Engine. There are more games still happening, so taking a look. Next question. Thanks for the explanation. My pleasure. I have a lurker. While though I give feedback, would it be possible in future to do a video focusing on changes between 3ds Max, post, import initially? Yes, absolutely. Maybe I can show this little sneak peek. I need to finish this guide, but I have been working on extremely detailed guide on the production process, not from 3ds Max, but from all tools. And I think it might make it first as a blog post on our academy before it's a video, because in a way, making videos, this detail is really much harder. Let me show you that. Yes. Something is happening. Wait. More talks. Very nice. So yes, the preparation of a project, what a solid line pipeline looks like, how we should name our layers, how we should check for our system units, all of that good stuff. So this is what I wrote so far, and this is like the outline for each of the topics. So yes, this will make it into video eventually, but anyway, I cover all of these now. If you go to the academy, get the architectural course, a video with like, but that's way much longer than a video. It's like way many videos. To put all of this information in one video, I'm still working on the script and I'm hoping to finish this very soon. And yeah, man, thank you. Can we bake lights using USD? Because I saw UV problem in USD import. That's a good question, sir. And the answer is yes, but you need to click on your meshes. So let's say this is a USD mesh that you imported, right? Let me do it fast. Sorry. So this is the, okay, this is blueprint floor. Yeah, let's say this is the mesh. If you go to the modeling tools, I don't know, guys, if you're watching my series on the modeling tools, but I published 3 or 4 videos and there are more on the way. I covered all of these. So I didn't get to the UVs yet, but you can generate light maps within Unreal Engine. And this is nothing new, but they just keep getting better. So yes, the answer, it's possible. And when you click on any mesh, so I think there was an option somewhere. I'm not sure where it is exactly because I've been using not data map, Lumen for a very long time. But there is an option to generate light map UVs on your meshes. And there are also here some options to help you do that. Could you please take blueprint class for interactive materials? Yes, we can do something like that to generate and to make interactive scenes within Unreal Engine. It needs a blueprint that will be covered as well. But yes, as well. So let me take more. Oh, by the way, the likes were much less when I asked for your likes. So thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. You are awesome. What is a level? think to ban. So I'm not sure if I understood you correct, but a level you see here, this is a level, okay? And under levels here, I have this persistent level and my baked apartment. So if I hide this, everything will go away. So it's possible to make multiple copies of this and put things in their own different levels. Think of a level as a container for your actors. And that level is a map. It has like the extension .u map, okay? So this, in this case, this level here is called black menu. And I have this level here. So under maps or level, this is the level, this is the level, this is the level, and so on. And I think this level is interactive. Or not, I'm not sure. Oh, yes. And this is Unreal 5.2, and I hope it does not break it. So let's click, oh wait. More shaders to compile. Thank you, Unreal. Manny, will you show how to insert your objects into different levels? I need to learn how to work with layers inside Unreal Engine. Of course, it's very simple, Manny. So here's the thing. You create a new level. So I'm gonna right click in my in my content browser, create a level, and I'm gonna call this, for example, furniture. Or, sorry, let me put the mic somewhere nice. Let's say this level is called furniture. If you click and drag this level to the levels tab here, just release it. Now it's highlighted in blue. And we have this little icon next to it you need to be aware of. I'm gonna show you in a second that you need to right click and change the streaming method of this level from blueprint to always loaded. But now I'm gonna keep it as it is. And if you also look here in the corner, we have content, current context. We have the current level. It's called furniture. If I switch this to the baked apartment, or if I switch this to my persistent level, which is the main menu. So in the furniture, which is my active level, if I select any mesh, right? So let's say this mesh, I select this sofa, like this. Let me isolate my selection. Yep. I would right click on these assets here, and I would select these assets only, and then I would go back to levels, and I right click here, and I would easily can move, move selected actors to level. So that's one way. Now I move this, and these actors are now in a different level. Let's give it a few seconds to compile the shaders. Now, if I hide this, it's just the level of the furniture, which is in this case the sofa, and so on. And that's very useful, especially when you're like working with big scale projects, large scale projects. You may want to put the interiors on their own levels, the elevator in its own level, the lobbies, the exteriors, and so on. And yeah, it's just a way to keep your project organized. And in the past, we used like to change the streaming of a level depending on what we see and what we don't see. But I don't think this is needed anymore. Well, in a way, it is still to have more memory. But yes, I'm just looking at these cool cinematics, and this is too much. This is very nice. These Unreal Engine visuals, I'm telling you, it's absolutely incredible. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna stop getting distracted. Let's take more questions. It's my pleasure, Kirti. Question: what to do to work with you on real clients projects? Sam, I think you are on the right path already. I saw all of your comments on the Academy lessons. So this tells me that you are watching the lessons and you're learning our ways of doing things. So we reach to people who are watching our lessons. We are building a community, as you know, and there could be a test. It's a process, as you know, but you are definitely on the right path. Would love to talk more about this in future, and that's why we're building the team. But if I understood you correct, yes, I understood it correctly. We will reach out. We are expanding our operations. We have more and more projects every day, and there are times where we need help, right? And speaking of where we need help, we actually are looking for 3D artists who are good in creating such furniture, right? Because we want it for our projects. We are building a marketplace. So this is one of the things we are currently need help for. So I would stay up to date on the LinkedIn page. And in that page, we post always the job opportunities we're looking for. This is one of the ways. Give me a second. I'm gonna paste this link for your chat in the chat. But here in this page, we post all the job openings and anything we're hiring for. No, there is also VRD talents. Yes, there is the VR division page, and there is this other page, the agency page. Let me give me a second. Sorry. Every time we have a job opening or we need help with a project, we also post here on what help we're looking for. So we are looking for 3D asset artists still. If any one of you guys is interested, please apply for this. And just so you know, the process when you apply, there is a test. There must be a test. I'm sorry, but like there is a test because we want to measure many things within that test. So when you go through the process and you win the test, you pass the test, we let you know. And of course, because there are many candidates, we choose who will be best fit for our team. And we also have partner studios that we're working with, and they need Unreal Engine artists and 3D artists and so on. So even if you pass the test, but you don't work with us, we will keep note of that, and we will let you know when there's an opportunity happening. And we're building a whole ecosystem, a platform for this to streamline it more. But Sam, thank you so much for your question. Now, one of the main reasons we are also hosting the weekly sessions and we're gonna do more Unreal Engine training is because we want to teach our ways of work, and we want to make it easier for us or our partners when we have a project that everyone can guarantee, like you first, you know how to get that project done, and the client or us or anyone in the process knows that this project, we are working with people who share the same naming conventions, folder structure, and that's the minimum, right? And so on. So there will be more programs about this, and just stay tuned for everyone else other than you, Sam. And it's been like since I said this at the start of the stream. I have been working for the past, I think, year, like on the curriculum and all. I think the link for the offer is in the chat, but our Unreal Engine course is very, very important as well, because in that course, I'm teaching everything I know about Unreal Engine to put it there. I think I forgot to paste this link. Yes. Can you bake your blending materials in Cyteria Max, bake them, and take them into Unreal Engine? Manny, I think yes, you can. Just like the same way we we bake our materials in a program like Substance Painter. I think in 3ds Max it's called Render to Texture. It may be a little different as a process, but one of the nice ways that you can streamline the process, like, I don't know, it's not on my computer here, but most of the assets we have been doing and creating recently are baked because it's much nicer, depending of course, but for mainly VR projects, and if you want like to add some detail or paint some imperfections and whatnot, it's kind of hard to do that with tileable textures. So, oh, just be careful, by the way, when you add a new, if you have like baked level like this is I will show you the Lumen version of this. But if you move something from map to map, you need to rebake the light. I hope, let's open the Lumen menu, Lumen level, but I hope I don't regret it. Let's see. Mark Alikin. I'm working now and turned on the stream in the background. I don't know what you are talking about. I understand that it's about Unreal Engine, but it's very nice to listen to you. Mark, thank you so much, buddy. Yes, it is Unreal Engine, and today we are watching together with the community, not this stream, but this stream about GDC. Hey, look, more cool stuff. This is the MetaHumans stuff, I guess. So we're watching the GDC stream together, and we're answering and taking a look at Unreal Engine questions in architecture. So yes, that's what's up, and thank you for joining. It's a pleasure to have you. I feel flattered. I want to start singing now. Asdi, how are you, man? I'm great, bro. So good to see you again. I know it's been a while. Thank you also for joining. Shadi, question. Can we use ray traced reflections and translucency with Lumen global illumination? That's a good question. Let me remember. Were there instances where I used ray traced reflections? I think yes. Let me check, Shadi, so I don't give you. So wait. Ray traced reflections with Lumen, they don't work. When you are using Lumen, you need to use the global illumination and reflections. But for refractions or reflection and refractions, as far as I remember, I think something like that was possible. But it would look interesting. So when you open the post-process volume and go to the rendering features, under translucency, you can choose between raster and ray traced, right? So let's see. Let's do this. And let's take any object, maybe this object. And let's find some glass material. Do I have glass material here? Yes. So click and drag and wait a little. Oh, this is a blueprint? No. Can I change your material, sir? Where is the material on this object? Oh, it's because it's a blueprint. Okay, I will click the static mesh like this, and I can simply assign this here. There you go. So this is the raster, and we need to compare. I think I'm gonna make a video comparing the differences, but look at this. This is Unreal Engine 5.2, just so you know, guys. And this is the new reflections by Lumen. And I really like how this looks. I want to see it how in Unreal 5.1, but I need my other computer. Anyway, let's select that post-process volume. And let's click on go down. Yeah, that's how ray traced translucency looks like. It does not look right. So I would really recommend using Lumen and stuff. And now with Unreal 5.2, oh, I opened the wrong browser. We have some nice improvements on the engine that I want to talk about. Maybe we can take a look at that together. But I don't recall having such nice refractions in Unreal Engine 5.1, unless I'm mistaken. I'd love to try that off stream, because if open multiple projects, the computer will die. Can we build each level alone inside a persistent level? That's another good question. As far as I remember, you can't. Or you can. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I built any level. I'm surprised I forgot the answer to that. I remember when you want to build a specific level, you would get like some warnings. So I don't think it's possible to build different lighting on different levels and then have all of them in a persistent level. Or could you? Sorry. Um, Honestly, I'm interested. Because when it's baked, see the problem, like I remember things like you have baked lighting and maybe different scenarios, but the moment you do any mistake or like change anything, lighting all it goes away. The engine would remove it. So if you find a way to preserve your light maps on your meshes, then you can, in theory, right? But the problem, Unreal will remove light maps when it sees like change in the light or change in the level or you move things around. Light maps will go away, right? And that will remove your light bake. So I hope this answers help, Shadi. And maybe we can do a test together in future, see how it looks. Tuban, is that level like opening several windows in other 3D software? Let me understand the question, sir. Is that level? I'm not sure if I understood the question, Tuban. If you can rephrase it, maybe. I would appreciate it, my man. Abdullah, emissive materials fades away when you walk away from it. Is there any way to make it constantly glow? Yes. So with all the emissive materials you have in your scene, you have to support it with a light source. So if you look at the caveats of emissive materials, especially if they like come from slow or small light source, they would like they would show artifacts. Of course, the artifacts are much less than they were in Unreal 5.0, but still, if you add light source like this to your emissive materials, it will be supported. It will look better, basically. And what is happening, like when they are disappearing and whatnot, these are some of the limitations and like some memory performance stuff the engine is doing. If there are console commands to control emissive materials, I don't know, let's see. So I don't know, guys, if you know, but if you click on help, we have something. Where is it? Console variables. And this will open all the console variables in the engine for you. And all of these console variables have a description on the right. So we have 6,646, one of them. And I would type emissive or the problem I'm looking for. And if I'm lucky, nothing about emissive here. So like with console variables, you can control almost everything, almost. So if you type like lumen or nanite, whatnot. Okay, this is not working as intended. We need to give it a little bit. So let's do that again on emissive. There we go. Indicates if emissive materials should contribute to the scene, lighting, path tracing, enable emissive. This works in path tracing, so that's something to know. I don't have an answer regarding the emissive materials, Abdullah, but I would add a light source to my emissive material to support it and get rid of some of the noise. Oh, is this the marketplace merge? Can we take a look, guys?
Animations, visual effects, and more. Val will be the new home of Quixel Megascans, MetaHumans, and other incredible epic content designed to push the limits of what's possible. We'll also bring you the high-quality assets and environment packs from leading art studios, AAA game developers, media companies, and even musicians who are taking fan engagement to the next level. But our primary focus is on bringing you the best stuff out there for
Adam,
millions
I
of
saw your
independent
message, buddy.
artists who will benefit from the lowest
talk.
fees in the industry, pocketing 88% of revenue from their sales so they can build real businesses and invest in making more great assets for you to use. That's right. Now, with millions of assets, we have to make it
This is very
super
big.
simple
I
for you
think
to
the
find what
merger
you're
of the
looking for
marketplaces.
and get inspired along the way. We'll leverage automated tagging to consistently and accurately describe content, and we'll give you the ability to inspect 3D models before you download, making it easy to understand the game readiness of an asset so there are no surprises.
Metaverse is happening with
Building
or
on the
without
success
Mark.
of Quixel Bridge, the Fab plugin will enable you to search, discover, drag and drop content
that's a
right
massive
into your
update.
scene without leaving
Yep.
the game editor. We want to improve your workflows by connecting Fab to all industry-leading digital content creation tools. For example, our partnership
Thank
with
you so much,
Adobe will
Sam.
make it easy for you to export and publish models from Adobe Substance Painter directly to Fab. Finally, leveraging Sketchfab's digital asset management capabilities, Fab will be the place where you go to store, manage,
Everything in one
and share
place.
assets
All
either
the 3
privately
assets
with
in one
teammates
place.
for
This is
collaboration
crazy.
or publicly on the web to showcase your work. And with collaboration tools like this, we want to help small teams do big things. Now, it's no longer just major studios who are driving our industry forward. World building has become accessible to everyone. And we're seeing this today with tens of millions of new creators building awesome experiences in Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, and other open worlds. This is increasing the demand for ready-to-use content, and it's creating an exciting new opportunity for asset creators to reach massive new audiences. We believe an open and fair marketplace where artists and developers can come together to buy and sell assets is essential to the creation of the emerging metaverse. Now, we're going to keep you posted over the course of the next several months as this rolls out, and we're looking forward to partnering with you all to make this an industry-wide success. And now, please welcome Sax Pearson.
This is very big. This is very nice. So I'm gonna keep. They're gonna talk about Fortnite for a sec. Let's take a look. But we got 2 questions. So can we set the measurements to inches or feet in Unreal Engine? I see it's like 100 x 100 cube, but I don't know what is the measurement. Asdi, in Unreal Engine, every 1 unit equals 1 centimeter. And no, we cannot change the system setup. So when you see 100 unit by 100 unit, it's 1 meter by 1 meter. And based on that, you can do your calculations when you're working with the American unit setup on your architectural tools. And it will do the conversion automatically for you if you're using DataSmith, or you can check for the measurements from your tool if you're using something like FPX or other exporters. And another question, can we combine baked level and lumen levels with lighting? No, we can't do that. Jar. It must be only baked or only lumen. You cannot combine both, unfortunately. It could be cool though.
Fortnite changed when we released Fortnite Creative 4 years ago. Creative is an in-game toolkit for
Fortnite
players
Creative is
to
very
make
fun.
sandbox games
Anyone
inside
tried Fortnite Creative? I'm
Because
curious.
of Creative, Fortnite is already much more than a game.
It's being used in
It's
schools
already a
and
place where
whatnot.
players find games and developers find players. But why should you develop in Fortnite? Well, our players are highly social, content hungry, with over 500 million player accounts, massive PC presence, and the largest console player base. It's the best in the future to support your creative vision. For the next stage of Fortnite, and ultimately the open metaverse,
Sorry,
we
I
also
skipped to
need brand new
MetaHumans.
tools that solve really hard problems. Interoperability, scalability, and resilience are real issues when you operate at this scale and expect this level of durability. This is what led us to develop Verse. It's a powerful new general programming language designed specifically for this purpose. You're going to see us use it in the demo in just a moment. The second thing we're working towards is high interoperability between UEFN and Unreal Engine that will enable you to take your work anywhere. And by the way, behind me is the new Creator Portal, also launching today, where you can manage all your islands, one-click publish them to the world, and when you publish to UEFN, your original IP and your assets are yours to take anywhere. Now let's take a closer look at UEFN features and workflows. We put together a short video, and then we're going to do a demo. Thank you.
Let's start with the basics.
Let's
Unreal
go.
Editor for Fortnite runs on PC and is integrated directly with Fortnite, so you have access to over 4 years of content, all for free, to get you started.
Wow.
What's special about UEFN is what we call Live Edit. Live Edit allows anyone on your team to join a UEFN session from any platform that runs Fortnite. That means
Did you see
someone can
that?
join from a console using the normal Fortnite client, and they're able to work alongside and collaborate with PC users. UEFN has access to all Fortnite creative devices, our modular gameplay systems that work in the in-game editor. This allows you to instantly add gameplay and quickly bootstrap your game
Talk
from the
about
hundreds of
making
gameplay
games
devices already
so much
available.
easier
The
now.
UEFN beta has many of the same features we use to create Fortnite, including the landscape editing toolset. You can edit the landscape to change the look of your island, or make sweeping changes to create something completely new, and then quickly play it in-game to check out the results. So even though you have access to tons of Fortnite content, with UEFN you can make content that
Azzi, I
looks
wonder
nothing like
if
Fortnite.
developers are going to make photorealistic
This is a section from
Fortnite
Forest
now with this.
Guardian,
Hey,
a
look
tech
at that,
demo
they
built
already
in
done it.
UEFN that we are launching today. A big feature of UEFN is the ability to import your own custom assets. So we used a few 3D models, textures, and materials that we built just for the project. And all the lighting in the cave was made possible thanks to Lumen, our real-time global illumination system. You can also find more content like Quixel Megascans and Sketchfab models in our initial alpha release of the Fab plugin for UEFN. All assets are curated and optimized for use in Fortnite,
Wow.
and the full version of Fab will launch later this year. You can also create and modify materials, so you can change the look and feel of objects easily. And you can import skeletal meshes, and then animate using Sequencer and Control Rig. Everything you've just seen is available today in the public beta version of Unreal Editor for Fortnite.
Who's in? Who's going to try that editor?
So it's a short video of just like the most condensed way we could show some of the the more important workflows. But I think a much better way is to tempt fate. And let's do a live demo on PC running on Fortnite public servers right here on stage.
Hey, Azdi.
Welcome Michael and Ray to the stage. Take it away.
Now we will be able to play Fortnite in our Archviz scenes. That's exactly what I was thinking about. The most photorealistic Fortnite ever. In an Archviz project. This gives me Gears of War vibe. This is so nice. If you would tell me like the future of game development like this when I was a kid, I wanted to learn how to make games, I would lose my mind.
I'm
Imagine
glad that went well.
kids nowadays
All
what
right.
they will be doing
Hey,
with
folks. So let's talk about how all this was made. Michael here has the scene open in Unreal Editor so we can take a closer look. For the environment, we built this level using Quixel Megascan assets, many of which are available in the Fab
Let's
UEFN
reduce the
plugin.
sound here a little bit.
We also used custom content that we built just for this
See
demo.
some questions.
For the gameplay you just
Sketchfab
saw,
plugin is expired. No one
we
working on
hand-placed
it.
enemies
I guess
using
for
a
Unreal.
creative device
I think
called the
that's why
Dark
they're
Spawn,
making a
which generates
new.
the aliens that you saw.
I think it
at
was a
specific
stepping stone
locations.
for something much
However,
bigger.
we wanted to do
as the-
more and introduce dynamic play that goes beyond what the current creative devices can do.
Wait. This is very.
Section of code. Every second, we grab the position of the player. And for each spawn location, we then calculate the distance to the player. And if it's within a certain threshold, we tell that guard to spawn into the level. So now we have gameplay that's more reactive to the player's
This
action.
looks such an easy programming
This
language.
is just a short example of using Verse, but for a deeper dive, check out the Verse Tech Talk later today. Now, Michael is going to show us how we put the intro cinematic together.
Hi, everybody. So before the gameplay section, we played this quick cinematic animation. This was actually created entirely in UEFN using Sequencer. Sequencer is our multi-track editor, and it's been used in everything from in-game cinematics to Hollywood feature films. So let's take a look.
I love
now all
making
of this
things with
stuff is available
sequencer.
right
So
inside
fun to
UEFN.
play with the
So
sequencer.
let's take a look at this last shot from a slightly different perspective. So the other thing we featured in this section was a bunch of Niagara. Niagara is now available in UEFN, and it's our high-end VFX system. So, and just like in the movies, you can frame up shots and have great effects. So what we're going to do here is just set this up. So just like in the movies, you can have slow-mo too. Makes everything better, right? So these are just a sampling of some of the stuff that you can do inside Sequencer. But let's get back to the game.
All right, so now that we're back in the game, in UEFN, you have access to Fortnite's time of day system. Or you could use what we did and do what we did and use a completely custom lighting solution. And thanks to Lumen, both daytime and nighttime look great. Now, let's go to the final gameplay section and let's close out the demo. But as a reminder, everything that you're seeing here was created in the same version of UEFN that we're releasing today.
If you simply change these characters to something more realistic, this is a completely different game, right? Oh, Mr. Banana. Oh my god. These Niagara effects are incredible. That sponge reminds me of the game called The Division. I used to like it. As we watch, let's see some questions. Amiljar, can we combine bake level? Oh, I saw that already. Is there a way to configure shadows in Lumen to get the same quality as Path Tracer? It's a good question. Shadows actually are like one of the... Wow, did you see that explosion? Sorry. Shadows are one of the things that are getting improvements actually with 5.2. So to configure shadows, there used to be some console commands around that. But look at this here. So we have better shadows in 5.2. I don't know of a ways to configure the shadows. There are console commands that I can't really remember, so I would take a look at what I showed earlier here. If you go to help, and if you go to the console variables, here if you type shadows, I'm sure you're gonna find so much, and I'm sure like none or many of these would like be interesting to work with. So shadow. So you need to like r.lumen, yeah, direct lighting. So not all of these will control the shadow quality you want, but I would experiment and look at these. And if you find an answer around these, Jar, let me know. I would be interested. Because my memory deleted all the console commands from my head. And I would test between like 5.2 and 5.1. Now, for the highest quality possible, when it comes to shadows, you always need to use ray-traced shadows. So you need to enable hardware ray tracing on your machine to get these like high-quality shadows. With Lumen, I'm talking. If it's baked lighting, it's very easy to get like nice, soft, crisp, beautiful shadows. But with Lumen, it's getting there, step by step. Let's see where we have this gentleman. Yes. Kids need more powerful PCs for sure, these type of graphics. Yes, Asdi. But the thing is, with virtual machines, I would imagine like powerful computers will not be a barrier for anyone to learn Unreal Engine or to do these things, because I imagine, give it just, I don't know, few months to, not few years, really less than that, all of us will have access like to cloud computing with faster internet. And I saw like 40% something. So that barrier is going away. And I'm saying that because since we became an Unreal Authorized Training Center, we can actually also, based on demand and like the sessions we are training, we can give our students virtual machines. So if you have like bad computer or like you don't want to use your computer, you want to use a strong machine, we can do that. So I would imagine even kids in the near future will have access to such machines, especially if you're creative, right? That giant robot is paid actor. He's not attacking. Lol. Good one. Walker. Oh, you're still here. We're not so late. Hope you're doing good, buddy.
And to sign up, go to create.fortnite.com. Everything you've seen today represents Epic's biggest bet ever. The release of advanced tools that publish directly into Fortnite on PC, console, mobile, and cloud, lowering the barrier for developers to be part of one of the biggest entertainment ecosystems. We welcome anyone to join us in the future. Zero Build also participates in the pool shared with creators. This will be the brands are bringing real value to the Fortnite ecosystem, and we're going to share the resulting revenue with them. This is the engine powering a creator economy 2.0.
Did you hear that?
We believe this so
Now
strongly,
developers will have
we will
access to
distribute
Fortnite
40%
revenue.
of Fortnite's global net revenue to eligible creators who publish games in Fortnite, both independent developers and Epic. Anything we make, like Battle Royale, Zero Build, also participates in the pool shared with creators. This will be the primary way that Epic will pay for our own game development
thank
in
you
Fortnite
so much.
Going forward.
I really appreciate it, my man.
This is
All of this is thanks to you guys for your support since we started the channel. I really appreciate it. And here's a clap for Fortnite.
I'm glad you feel it's a big deal, and I feel it's a big deal too. So, this is just getting started.
Power of the Unreal Editor and a new creator economy. Thanks. We think this is going to be a really powerful combination, putting together Fortnite's 70 million monthly active users with the power of the Unreal Editor and a new creator economy to share the revenue with creators who create engaging experiences. And it's another milestone on the path to a new kind of entertainment medium, which science fiction literature calls the metaverse. Because there's a crazy amount of hype around this whole topic, I'd like to step back and take a long-term look at what we see here. And at the core of it is some very real growth, starting with Fortnite's 70 million monthly active users, Roblox's 250 million monthly active users, Minecraft's 100 million, and PUBG Mobile and Apex Legends, and numerous other metaverse-inspired games is leading to an identifiable audience today of over 600 million active users in these virtual worlds. And it's on a growth trajectory that will put it at billions of users by the end of this decade.
Sorry about the double sound.
And so we can set aside the crazy hype cycle around NFTs and VR goggles. You know, these technologies may play a role in the future, but they are not required. This revolution is happening right now. And the core of it is something that every gamer already understands. It's you and your friends getting together online and going around as a group on voice chat, having a fun time, and social entertainment experiences.
Yep.
And some of these experiences are serious games like Battle Royale. Some of them are going to a concert and dancing, or chatting with friends and just having a good time. We see this as the next big change in gaming and in Epic's evolution as a company. You know, we started out back in 1991 making 2D games. We recognized the opportunity with 3D, so we built the first Unreal Engine and the first Unreal Tournament game. We evolved to make console games like Gears of War. Then we evolved to make online games like Paragon and Fortnite. But when Fortnite shipped first in 2017, it was just our game. But over time, we recognized the opportunity to bring it to a much wider audience. So we built Fortnite Creative Mode, and then the Unreal Editor for Fortnite coming out now. But we see the future of this medium primarily not about Epic's work, but about the work of independent creators. And we're building towards this open metaverse from two different directions.
I'm going to take a look at the chat in a second, guys,
okay? Fortnite audience we have and enhancing the development capabilities with the new tools and this creator economy to support everybody's work. But we're also helping developers building standalone products evolve towards building metaverse experiences themselves. And the Unreal Engine is a tool for this. The Epic Games Store is a distribution vehicle for it. Epic Online Services has taken Fortnite's and Epic's 700 million player accounts and 5 billion social connections and opened them up for free to all developers so they can plug into voice chat and participate in these social experiences in a very easy-to-use way. And all of these are on-ramps to the future metaverse. We really think that over the next decade, today's separate apps and ecosystems are going to join together to form tomorrow's open metaverse. And because the last couple of decades have been about walled gardens, walled gardens, walled gardens, let's back up and talk about how open systems have successfully come about in the past. This happened really big time back in the early 1980s and 1990s when the open internet was built. Back in those days, there were a bunch of closed networks at different companies and universities. They couldn't talk to each other.
We
so the
witnessed
industry
so
got
many
together
things.
and defined open standards to connect these closed networks into one big open network. They connected email systems by putting the @ sign in email addresses so people on one service could communicate with people on other services. And then they began to define open standards like JavaScript and HTML for the open internet so that any user could participate. And the rule at that point was that any company could
And now we
connect
got JLTF
as an
for
equal
3D.
into the system just by following the open standards.
and other formats.
Now let's talk about what this means for the open metaverse of the future. We have the opportunity to take all of these different online ecosystems for gaming, like consoles and publishers, and connect them together into a single place where anybody can talk to anybody else. We have the opportunity to turn today's game engines into tomorrow's metaverse browser engines. If you take a look at Unreal Engine and Unity and Godot, you have some very powerful 3D engines that have an increasingly common set of features and are increasingly adopting industry standards as ways of communicating with each other and with other tools. There's the GLTF content standards, there's Pixar's universal scene description format, and then there are a lot of new standards bodies that have formed to help to standardize the metaverse. There's Kronos Group, there's the Metaverse Standards Forum, there's the Academy Software Foundation and the Open 3D Foundation. And we
In
have
the future,
the
we're going to
opportunity
have
for
like
all
3D
developers to work
environments
together
and
to
3D
define the
worlds, just
future
like
of
we
this
have
thing.
web pages.
And there's
We will
also
see
the opportunity
millions
to connect the
of
economies
these
of these
3D
different
environments,
ecosystems.
whether
What a
created by
user
hand
would really
or by
like is to
artificial
be able to buy
intelligence.
a cool-looking
And
outfit
we're
in one place
witnessing the
and
start
take
of
it
this.
everywhere they go.
This is amazing.
And as we were designing this new Fortnite creator economy, one of the things we were constantly thinking about is how this could, in the future, be connected into an open metaverse economy. And there's no reason that the core model there, in which revenue from item shops are shared with creators of experience based on engagement, couldn't be turned into an economic model for the open metaverse at large, with economic peering overseen by governance groups to make this work in a safe way for all players. And this gets us to a really key question here, and that is, who is going to build the metaverse?
Walker, if I
in the
understood you
future?
correctly, you're looking for a for a function to press a button to open a map or something?
And Fortnite creators and Minecraft creators and Roblox creators each bring their best specialized knowledge to the new world. And brands like Disney and Ferrari and Ralph Lauren have already
Yes, as far as I understood from the talk, we will have Fortnite assets within the Fortnite editor, and we'll be able to use our own assets and, of course, the marketplace and Sketchfab and Quixel and all sorts of assets. So that's crazy, right? And that PUBG game on mobile, 14 gigs, that's also crazy.
to bring it and launch it playably in the metaverse, timed together with their film and television experiences in an endless stream of awesome entertainment content that's open to everybody to participate in. Now, Epic has a long history of supporting developers this way. We've built a lot of different services that are available to everybody to use. There's the Unreal Engine, there's Epic Online Services, which are open to all platforms and all stores. There's the Epic Games Store, which is open to software built on all engines using all different online services. And we believe the metaverse has to be open. It can't be another Monopoly's walled garden. And Epic is all in on this. We went from the pandemic to the tech downturn, the crypto implosion, and now banks are failing. And it's a really crazy time again. But we're investing very heavily in the future with the belief that companies who invest now through these hard times are going to come out the strongest company in the future, the strongest companies in the future. Some of these investments we're making in Fortnite initially and then bringing the work to Unreal Engine. Some things we're building in Unreal Engine, taking to Fortnite. But the aim is to support everything that AAA game developers are doing today and more. And this project, to build this all out into an open
So
system,
exciting.
is going to
I'm
take
really
less than a
excited about the
decade.
future of this.
And that is the journey from Unreal Engine 5 to Unreal Engine 6 that will happen over this time period. It
What?
is the same
Unreal Engine
journey,
6?
to the open metaverse. But there's no need to wait because we're doing it live. We're building all of these systems and deploying them as we build them right into Unreal Engine 5 openly with partners. So we hope you'll download this stuff. Download Unreal Editor for
I'm gonna
Fortnite,
download after the
Unreal
stream.
Engine and get started, and come see some of our tech talks where you talk about this in way more technical detail. So thank you very much for your time.
As you can see here, this is a program. I'm not gonna watch all of this, but thankfully all of the videos here will be like published on the channel later separately. I'm very, very, very interested about the verse programming language. It looks like it's so easy to work with, so that's fun. So what do we have? State of Unreal. We have new tools for building photoreal worlds. This is in 30 minutes or something. Creating your first game in Fortnite with UEFN, Unreal Engine Fortnite Editor. Battle testing Unreal Engine 5 next generation systems with Fortnite, looking good. Epic Game Store, self-service publishing tools. This is also very new and very nice. MetaHuman framework and machine learning for next-gen character deformation. I don't know if you've seen something around that on Twitter, but in Unreal Engine now we have machine learning as well. And it's so interesting to see AI in the engine as well. I want more. I just want more of that. The verse, the programming language, this is amazing. This is big. But this answers one of my questions today. Will this affect my knowledge in Blueprint? Do I need to learn new things from scratch? It seems no. You can use all. But this is for more like the Fortnite editor, I think, for coding complex behaviors and stuff. Actually, I also wonder in the Unreal Engine Fortnite editor if we can use Blueprint. But now with things like ChatGPT, I guess, if you can feed it the whole documentation of the language, and just by natural language, you can type what you want, and with something like ChatGPT, it will generate the whole code for you. And it's gonna be crazy making games with this stuff. It's what a time to be alive, guys. Games or whatever, all these interactive applications that we build, it's gonna be so much more easier, accessible, and just you would focus on how to be more creative, how to create more of that wow factor. So that's really exciting. It's the same meme as we used to bake lights and now we have Lumen. So dope. So connect players across platforms. Yeah, this is a dream I kind of had. Why it's not possible to play this game with my friends who have Xbox or PlayStation. So it's so nice to see now people across platforms playing games together with your buddies and friends and all. Houdini. How many of you guys is familiar with Houdini, by the way? I'm just curious. Any of you guys uses Houdini? So creating photorealistic or realistic landscapes in Unreal and Houdini. And let me do this. I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Guys, wow. It's been such a ride the past, hour and 50 minutes. So nice. It's been a blast. I'm very excited about the future of all of this. Now, what I'm going to do next is actually start comparing at least some of the shadows and lights between Unreal Engine 5.1 and 5.2. There will be another live stream next week, I imagine, around the same time. If not next week, it's going to be 100% be the next one. But we will have more live streams on Wednesdays. I think this is one of the ideal days to have a live stream. It's middle week. We can all chill together. And I'm going to take a few questions before we end the stream. I am really hungry. I need to eat. So question, do we have to download the game for the editor? I think so, Asdi. I'm not so sure, but I think we have to download the game in order to use the Unreal Fortnite editor. And that's a very big game. It's like 90 gigs or something. So do we have to upload or update the launcher? And I also wonder where can we download that stuff from, right? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Expect many more videos, guys, on the channel in general. I'm gonna be say no wait. I'm happy to say in a way we are back. So many cool stuff happening behind the scenes. And I'm so glad that all of you were here today. I might sneeze. Give me a second. Oof. So guys, I'm gonna spend the last few minutes together. So if there are any questions, let's shoot these questions, and then we're gonna end the stream, and I will set the next one. And make sure you hit that like notify me when I'm live and stuff. Just installed it, and while watching the reflections in both. Oh, nice, Wigner. Do you see any differences between them on the project you have? Sam Koman. Question, any plans on adding lessons about VR implementation and optimization in the course? It may be come at its own different part, but yes, there are plans to create virtual reality applications soon. With the next, not soon, but it's within the next few months, basically. Right now, what I'm doing for this course is there are a couple of things. We're remaking the blueprint tutorials. And let me show you, by the way, if anyone who is interested in the course, as we talk about the course, the program and how it's made and being divided. Is it open? So the Sam, yes, there is a plan to create virtual reality tutorials, and for anyone who have the course, you will get a steep discount when the virtual reality course is out. That's that. And I really want to show you what this looks like. So VR division. This is an old domain. Oh, I need to log in. Let's do it on the other browser. So when you go to your library, right now, I need to finalize the third segment here, which is in-depth creating cinematics and working with a sequencer. The blueprint. Blueprint is its own separate course in a way. It's somewhere here. So this is the Unreal Engine 4 blueprint stuff. We're remaking all of this in Unreal Engine 5 plus many requests that we received. And all of you guys who have the Unreal Engine course, you remember, like those who buy it in 2020, you still have access to all of this. If you want to see more stuff, feel free to leave comments on these videos, okay? So now how this is made, when you go to access, there is the fundamentals of Unreal Engine. So this is for anyone, whether you are in the architectural field or not. We have all these lessons from materials to data pipelines, to lighting, to world building, to 3D modeling. And there are many more on the way. I'm just like adding these session by session. So that's only the basics. And it's like very well made, in depth and structured. I'm saying like very well made because we made it. So that's that. And then after the fundamentals, I thought like, okay, it's important to teach all the fundamentals of Unreal Engine. There is the production of projects. And in a way, we're making some of these lessons here for people who are from SketchUp, Revit, and backgrounds with no 3ds Max knowledge and Blender. So this is the production of a project, but it will be mainly, it's also like most of this is also focused on Unreal Engine. But the program I use, like as my personal choice, is 3ds Max. I'm learning Blender still. It's an amazing tool, but it doesn't really matter. What you need to know between these applications, like I get questions, is this 3ds Max or SketchUp or Revit or whatever? You need to know how to unwrap your meshes, and you need to know how to organize and export your meshes. And if you saw any of my Unreal Engine projects, I always export with no materials from my tools of choice. Because I already, for sustainability, if you're planning on using Unreal Engine for years to come, you want to build your own master library. So that's why I don't think it really matters what 3D program you use. And the third section, which is in production, is how to showcase your work. So there are sections we got how to import specific assets as like sofa and whatnot, like what are ways. So we're making that. There is cinematics and there is packaging. And those who have this course, you already have access to the blueprint course and so on. So that's that. And I put in the chat link with 40% discount for those who are interested. For now, the price, like the more content we're adding to this, some of you may remember you got this at $50 3 years ago. That was the promise. Just keeping adding content. So the more content we are adding, we are raising the price of this. But today and to the end of the month, with the link in the chat, and I'm gonna put it in the comment of the video, for the next 8 days, you will get 40% discount. And let's open this and this. There is also for those who want free training in Unreal Engine, you can click on this page, make an account. It will make an account for you once you fill up this form, and like from 10 minutes to 30 minutes, you will receive your access. And this is the course if you're interested in everything you want to learn, like what is covered and whatnot. But don't buy it from here, okay? Buy it from the link that I put in the chat. It's pinned. There is 40% discount on that. It's a secret link for those who are in the live stream today. And there is this program that is still in a way in progress. And this is the program that we are going to cover on Fridays at 1 p.m. UK time. This is what we're covering for the next 3 months. And there are like 4 more sessions that are like, because it's Discord and whatnot. So this is a big program we are working on. And this is 1 year curriculum actually. So each of these is 2 months. And those who are interested, you can ask your questions here, or you can simply apply for this. We will change the launch start date a little, but this is one of the biggest things we've ever done with the team. From the complete basics to visualizing projects to blueprint and visual scripting and all, immersive virtual reality experiences, and bringing projects to life and working with large scale stuff. So if you want like full detail of this, each week is separated and like all of that. And this is because like the reason we're doing this is, putting all the knowledge since I started Unreal Engine in 2015, and as an authorized training center, we're very happy and very proud of this program we're making. So I'm finished with ads. Let's take the final questions before we finish. It's funny, I kind of forget to talk about my course unless I get a question. I need to get in the habit of talking of that more, but if it's short segments. So yeah, as someone who hates ads. Asdi, I hope I didn't miss anything in your next stream because it's Ramadan month. Well, all live streams will be recorded and they will all be, where is it? In the page, we will not private anything. Like everything we do, it's public. It's here forever. As long as YouTube is alive, you're gonna watch all these live streams. And if any one of you guys want to put some timestamps to make it easier for others to find questions and whatnot, I would appreciate it. But don't worry, if you missed the live stream, it will stay there. We will not hide anything. We are on a mission. If you read my Instagram statement and LinkedIn, I am on a mission with my team to inspire 1 million people, 1 million, learn Unreal Engine and use it across industries. I believe Unreal Engine can be used in architecture, in product design, in games. Well, of course, like we all know that. In so many applications, whether we know it or we don't know it yet. There are so many unexplored territories in the real-time industry. And just like Tim Sweeney said, I forgot. Yes, these game engines will be the web browsers of the metaverse in the future. So if anything, we will environments is part of what we will see in future, like thousands and millions of these environments. I imagine every school book, every, I don't know, like it's so crazy. Everything will be visualized in these real-time engines. So let's do it together, guys. Icebreaker, how can I watch this stream? I just came. Oh, Icebreaker, I hope you're not so late. But when you go to our channel, so I like this in YouTube. If you go to live, all the live streams we did in the past are here. And there were live streams I was not so proud about, but my team told me they are good. Why did you private them? So we unprivate everything. So yes, this one is gonna stay here. And next stream is going to be around this time, earlier a little bit. If it's Ramadan, I'm gonna see how I can adjust the time so we can have you guys. But we will see. Because of the time differences and whatnot, sometimes it's a little tricky. Samson, check that local exposure for the light coming inside. In Unreal 5.1, right? Do we have, yeah, 5.2. I wanna check that actually, but I need to find the setting of that local exposure. Let's type. Whoa, these are new, right? So this is the highlights, the shadow contrast. Nice. Okay, we will have another stream just talking about 5.2. I will explore it a little bit today. Read the documentation here. I thought we're gonna read this together, not this, somewhere. So I'm gonna make a video in the next couple of days talking about the new features as well. That will be fun, but nice. We have so much control over exposure now. Details, trends. It's like Photoshop, but for game engines with these. I remember like the raw editors. And I just type local, so if we search, like it says under lens, yeah, there we go. Exposure. Is it here? I'm gonna type local again. Lens local exposure. Its own category. There we go. Sorry. That's very nice. Thank you, Samson. Adam, where I can find this test for asset creations? Thank you for the question here, Adam. The test actually is a secret. Once you apply through, so let me open this. So guys, we are looking for 3D artists and we're always hiring. We have us, we have our partners, and we have always an ongoing Unreal Engine projects. So there is this page, I shared the link. It's called VR Division Talents Agency. And here where we share our job posts. And we also share, it's not me actually, it's the team, who makes very cool posts on how to prepare, whether for interview, how to polish your portfolio and all of that. So we are looking now for 3D asset artists who are good in creating assets for Unreal Engine projects. And whether any job we're hiring for, there is always a test. And that test is little secret. It's like not secret, but it's a secret because it's kind of important for us. So when you find a job that you like or you know one of your friends might like, if you send them the post, we are using something like ClickUp, where we, after you submit your application, the HR department in VR Division will reach out to you, and there are tests. Well, it's one test mainly on specific assets with this. There is HR interview, and there is also technical interview, and so on, just so we know like we are good fit for each other and for our partners, if that something suits you, of course. So that's regarding the question, Adam. And feel free to apply, guys. And it will be a pleasure to work with you, you know? Wigner. Not yet, haven't opened dealing geometry, but meanwhile watching your stream. Thank you for watching the stream. Walker, is 3060 sufficient to learn the course, and are interior, exterior, and landscapes all covered in the course, also the materials? 3060 or less, like the past course I recorded 1080 Ti, so you don't need superior GPU to follow along. The thing with superior or like good GPU is depending on the scale of your projects. Now, to answer your question, this course is mainly focused on the interiors of, like, not interiors. Like, I got this question today. If you learn how to create lighting, so let's go back a second. If you learn how to lumen, the same principles that apply on interiors can be applied on exterior, because lumen is really easy to work with. We have lumen now. There is a new chapter coming soon on static lighting, and okay, it's not the same static lighting for interiors and exteriors. There is more preparation done on that. But if you learn lumen and you learn how to work with the post-process volume, you can light interiors and you can light exteriors. Now, that's for the first question. For the second question, for landscapes and nature, I'm not gonna say exterior because there are no exterior projects in this course yet. There is another one in the making, which is a villa we are designing. I wish I have a sneak peek that will talk more about grass and more in depth on foliage and whatnot. Now, in the fundamentals of the course, we touch on the landscape tools and painting foliage and whatnot, but not in depth for architecture. Not for that. This is a general and basics overview of all the tools. What you will learn from this course, the best, if you want to make beautiful interiors, then this course is for you. If you want to create exteriors, I would not recommend this, to be honest. I would either wait a little bit, or if you want to get this course, start with the fundamentals and the production and everything you want to learn. Once we release whether the VR course or the exterior course or whatever, you will get a heavy discount as a student with us. So that's something to know. And thank you for asking that, just to clarify. As for materials, as you can see here, like the creation of all these materials is done through the course. Actually, like the longest sections in production is on materials. So we talk about materials in depth. We talk about, so this is the course project, by the way, just so you know, guys. It's in 5.2 now. And I think materials is one of my favorite sections of the course, because look at this master material. This is my master material, but also it's like reverse engineered version of Quixel Megascans material. And we create this material together from scratch. And we keep things organized, and we have switch parameters. So this is my own version, because I know when we export things from 3ds Max, sometimes we have different maps. Maybe you don't have roughness, or you do have roughness. So there are like special options that I walk through from start to finish on how all of this is made. As you can see, it's also simple, but it's also very organized. So we have the global parameters, metallic, specular, and so on. And this course, as someone who's perfectionist, and it's a problem, I'm not sure if it's good or bad, I keep improving on lessons or adding more lessons. So it's a live course. So let's say you are a student and there is something you watched, or maybe you finished the course, but you still didn't get what you want. Well, that's for me is a problem, because I want people who invest with us is to get what they want. There is no VR, just to be clear, but like when there are problems from SketchUp or whatever tool, we have a community as well. And we're gonna activate the community on Discord, but there is this community that we're also learning how to activate, that you can post. Can I go to dashboard? That community, my friend, is here. So here, when you type about your problems as well, we tackle them. So that's something to know. We should host some challenges soon. Q&A, general. It's like very nice. Sam, my pleasure, bro. Stavlo, style view. How to fix grainy light error? Grainy light. Are you using like emissive lights? And that's like why you're getting the grain? If you're using emissive lights only, I would prefer that you add lights like this. So I'm gonna press G. You see, I don't have like noise around my lights because I have these lights to support it. And if you're using Unreal 5.0, we used to get like so many grainy lights from emissive lights. So that improved with Unreal 5.1, and it's really much better in 5.2. For Lumen, at least which graphic card is enough to work? For Lumen, which at least graphic card is enough to work? When Unreal 5.0 came out, I was using my GTX 1080 Ti. I don't have that anymore on my PC right now. This is running on 3070 Ti. Now, I'm not gonna say Lumen is going to be nice on GTX because of the performance, so you still need to bake your lights. Sorry. What is the minimum you can work with? I think it's preferred that you would have an RTX card, and the reason I'm saying that, if you want the best shadows, we need to enable hardware ray tracing. So something like 2080, 2070, I forgot these numbers, but if you would start from there, I think that's a good start. And I'm gonna take a note on this, talk to some people, some friends, and maybe we can do some comparisons on Lumen and what is the minimum for it. For low-end GPUs, if you are struggling with Lumen, sorry, if Lumen is not giving you the performance you want or the visual quality you want, then Light Bake is your friend. Asdi, thank you. I'm sorry if I missed any questions on the tab, by the way, just in case. Themo. Hey, is this course good if you have no background in interior design but have the ability to create basic interiors with SketchUp, Rhino, or Rivet? So I walk through the creation of the apartment without boring you to death from start to finish. I am myself not an interior designer, but I show you how I get inspiration and how I arrange things. So if you create basic interiors or basic scenes, like the focus of this course is to teach you the technical things in Unreal Engine, whether that's lighting, materials, and everything in between. And we also tackle in the fundamentals all the modeling tools, the landscape tools, the foliage as well. So it's useful in many ways. It's not only for interiors. All the knowledge you will learn from this course can be transferred to exteriors, to virtual production, to whatever. But is it designed for virtual production or like things other than that? No, of course. Well, at least the fundamentals is yes, but not the production of this project. So if you are able to make, like if you're able to collect reference, if you're able to create your 3D models or find 3D models from the marketplace, and if you're able to make some progress and take some screenshots and share them with someone, or us, mainly us, I prefer us, you get feedback and ultimately you will create something nice. And that's why I actually, for this course, like the Unreal Engine version of this course was a very, very, very big house. And I've decided not to do that because it's a mistake to start teach beginners on very big projects. That's why we decided to go with something small. But the same principles you will learn here can be applied everywhere. I hope this answers your question, Therno. Now, in the course, we talk about the 3D modeling tools and how we can fix some specific meshes. However, I would really recommend having at least some knowledge in a tool like Blender if needed, some basic knowledge to fix some geometry issues if needed. Because sometimes when you export some mesh from SketchUp or other tool, you will have like flipped faces and you'd have weird things going on. So that's that. There is also the possibility, let's say, something I'm very interested in, especially with the course. If you're using Rhino or using SketchUp or using the Rivet or the tools that I don't personally use, I'm more than happy to help you because I am interested in learning these tools and how can we transfer these projects from these tools to Unreal Engine, right? So that's why we're building the community and that's why we are having more of these sessions. And yeah, just so you know. And if you buy the course, you're not happy with it, there is 30% refund policy. No questions asked, but I would actually ask questions. I want to know why you would like to ask for a refund. And then you get the refund, just so you know. So if you buy it, if you find out is this something not for you, you can ask for a refund. No hard feelings. I'm genuinely interested in what tools you guys are using and how can we make nice visualizations with the tools you use. So I get so many questions, hey, do I need to know 3ds Max? Most of the time I answer no, but I answer like long answer why you need to know like a DCC tool, whether Max, Maya, Blender, any of these digital creation tools, not a CAD or BIM tool. It will just make you stronger as an artist. But I'm really optimistic with the modeling tools that many of the things that we used to fix with tools like Max, Blender, or whatever now can be fixed inside the engine, from creating light map UVs, from flipping faces, editing the geometry, and so on. So I covered the modeling tools in depth. Do I cover how to tackle specific problems? Well, I'd love to. So, but I need some problems. Adam, I have a technical question. Is it better to install Unreal Engine on SSD and keep the cache on HDD? You know what? I'm going to copy your question and ask it to one of my friends. So I have Unreal. I think even your projects must be on SSD. Or you mean the cache? Can we change the cache location? You mean the cache, the one in the C, in the like the users, that one get to 100 gigabytes. It's definitely better to have the engine and your projects on an SSD, but for the cache, it actually might affect the loading times because when you open Unreal Engine project and it will create cache files and whatnot, these are being written on your hard disk, right? So if your hard disk is slower to write or read, this will delay opening and saving your Unreal Engine projects, in my opinion. But to be honest, I'm not so sure about this answer. But it just, I guess in a way it makes sense because, you know, like when you open new project and it generates light maps or whatever things it tries to the cache, it will just take longer. That's my personal opinion, but I need to check on this. Good question, Adam. Walker, my pleasure. HIM, I tried the baked map. It's nice, but I ruined it for you because I've decided to create some levels. Let's do that. And let's go to projects. Maps. Black. Yeah, this is the baked map. So the reason, just so you know, guys, I got questions earlier on VR. We are baking this project to start working on VR. So I'm very excited to see this in virtual reality and how it will look. And I'll keep you posted. I plan on also on making YouTube videos for virtual reality before the course, just so you know. And I want to do that. So just so you know. Subscribe and like and that good stuff. Payos, my pleasure, man. Devidas K. Devidas? I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. It's a little far the screen from my face. What is the most time-consuming thing in Archviz with Unreal Engine 5? That's a great question. I think the most time-consuming thing with Archviz in general and with any game engine is creating or optimizing your assets. it's easy to create spaces, but filling these spaces with assets and arranging them in cool ways or nice ways is the most time-consuming thing, in my opinion. Assets are painful. Do you guys agree or disagree, by the way? What do you think the most time-consuming thing in your projects? For me personally, I think it's always the assets. Like every time I need to work with assets, I almost cry. Like, oh, I need so many assets and arrange books. But I'm glad there are plugins now and things to work more around that. This is the baked version of this compared to Lumen. I think I need to bake the light again for this bed because it's unbaked. Did some changes to the map. But yes, as you can see, like baked lighting have much better performance than Lumen. But also it needs to be processed in its own little ways. So right now, like ideally, for example, this floor, let's see. Yeah, so this floor, if you want higher quality bake, you would detach these faces from the tab, from the ones below, right? So baked lighting, it's a very interesting topic. We have so many good videos on it on the channel, and more are on the way. I haven't used Unreal Engine in a year, almost. Oh, you're gonna be surprised. Galadriel. I think I might open it up tonight. Is the version 5 still the newest? Yes. And you may want to check out the 5.2, which is in preview. And it's like cool. There are Lumen improvements. Sorry. Where is the... Yes. Actually, before we wrap up, let's take a look together. No, I need to eat. I said I want to go eat like 30 minutes ago. I'm going to make a video on this, go through these and upload it on the channel. What is the new in 5.2? But look here, Lumen, like characters, 5.1, 5.2. It is so much better. So we have quality and performance updates. And actually, I can say yes for the performance. This scene in 5.2 is performing better than what it was performing in 5.1. And I'm very happy. I just want to see how much performance differences. And we'll come back again, Galadriel, to the Unreal gang. Open it, have fun with the engine. If you have no projects to have fun with, you know, you always have the samples tab. So from here you can download the projects and have fun with. Or the marketplace, the free for the month. And enjoy it. DCAD Victor Space. I have problems packaging project that contains FPX imported geometries. The log tells that they are not static meshes. Huh. That's very interesting. Would you re-import or maybe delete, or have you tried deleting these assets and packaging your project again? Maybe you can make a copy, right? If the engine is telling you like these FPX geometries are the problem, this is one of the ways you could debug this. Make a copy and see if you could remove them, if they're corrupted, if they're doing something to your export. Like the packaging problems are one of the worst, to be honest, to work with. There are so many reasons why packaging cannot work. So I would try that. However, DCAD earlier, let's say, so you can also go to our Discord community and ask the same question, but with more details. However, as you do that as well, where is that? Where is? There is the forums of Epic that I would highly recommend checking out and writing about the problems with, because at sometimes people from Epic themselves, like developers and whatnot, they would reply to your problems. Maybe they can mark them as a bug, depends. But this is a great place as well to find answers to your problems. One of the great places. And our Discord community too. Yahya is lazy enough to know computer components himself. He was searching for computer builder today. Oh, do you see it? Yes, I need a new water cooler for my computer. I took the water computer to a guy 2 months ago. He ruined it. He ruined the water cooler. I'm glad he didn't ruin the GPU and other important components. So after like weeks of debugging, and I don't know how yeah, it's such a painful story, and I learned my lessons. I told my friend yesterday I'm gonna learn hardware and do my own stuff on my own with my own hands because sometimes it's painful. But yes, I'm so happy we have now Bing AI and like these other stuff to make it easier a little bit, you know. Uh, the Bing chat. So data Smith. Yeah, you guys know it. More interested in VR division. Adam, I tested all HDD setups and I can tell you that it is better to have it all on the same SSD. I use NVMe Mark II PCI 4 drive and it works really fast now. Okay, thank you so much for the answer, Raymond. So earlier we got a question from Adam, a technical question, if it's better to install Unreal Engine on an SSD and to have the cache on another hard drive. So according to Raymond and his tests, it's better to have everything on the same SSD or NVMe and so on. So I love you, Habibi. Thank you for the answer. I was interested in knowing the answer. So now you can take this question and delete it. If Yahya was, he would always wonder why he talk about baking a lot. Yes. Yeah, she's gonna be very confused. She will be confused. If she is not an Unreal Engine user and whatnot, it's gonna be tough. So I'm very good in baking normal maps. I'm gonna shut up with these jokes. But good one, Asdi. Devidas. I hope it's the same name. I'm glad, bro. Thank you. All right, guys. Final question. How can we merge two textures in a single material in Unreal Engine 4? Good question, Piyush. The way you do that when you, oh, wow, I created a new map with 2 clicks. So let's create a new material real quick, okay? And here, let's say I have like 2 textures. These are not textures, but let's imagine they are textures. If you right click and type blend, we have all these methods to blend our textures. So whether with color burn and whatnot, these are like the filters. Sorry. And we have material layer blend where you can blend multiple materials. But if you go through these, the blend settings, it will help you. Now, blend overlay is one of the things you can do, but it's like it will blend it in weird ways. I can't remember what is the name of the material function. So all of these are material functions, and we know that because they are blue. And when you click on material function, it will open little more complex material for you. Yes, I would explore the blend options, my friend, and hopefully this will help. I'm so hungry, I need to eat. Decad, thanks, my pleasure, buddy. I hope you are able to package your project soon. I'm crossing my fingers for you. And yeah, I really wish you good luck. Okay, I must go. Bye-bye. Adam, I will see you soon, bro. Guys, it's been a great pleasure. I'm so glad we've done this event today together. So we had amazing announcements. I will see you this Friday on Discord at 1 p.m. UK time. And we watched GDC together. This is the first time or second. I love this. And I will see you in the coming week. I'm gonna set the schedule after I eat. And yeah, you all take care. You have a beautiful evening. If it's evening, have a beautiful day. If it's the morning. and I will see you soon. Cheers. Thank you all. Asdi, okay, I will see you in the next stream. Save your question. Next video on building or a row house, step-by-step guide. There is actually something like that coming on the way, India. Creating like detailed tutorial, give you sneak peek. It's of this house, the 4th room, one of my favorite little interiors, from start to finish. So it's in the making. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, take care, and I'll see you soon. Put some music for the exterior. What do you think?